フルカウンター
Collabs, boys, I'm not gonna lie to you lot, collabs are really what makes this game great. Now obviously we do love 70s, but the fact that we can get other collabs in the game is really phenomenal. Now one thing that I always get asked almost every week, right, is when is this collab returning? What is happening with these other collabs? Oh, I miss this collab, because obviously I've made a lot of videos on collab characters. In fact, if you actually don't know, I only summon on festivals and collab characters, because I really want to get a lot in dupe talent. I got a 6-6 Aaron, I got a 5-6 Kyo, 6-6 11. Most of my re-series have been 6-6, so I do spend a lot of money and resources on my collab characters because I just love the fact that we can get other enemies in game. Now, one thing I want to go over is the new recent leaks, I would say, about the actual Tensura collab and why it's going to be coming sometime soon, and what I want to see from collabs in the future, but also more specifically the actual Tensura collab. So let me just dive in. Okay, so to run it back in case you actually don't know, Regions is a known data miner. He had made a post a while ago saying that the actual slime units will receive a buff sometime in the future. Now this was on the actual dev build, so this doesn't have to come for a few months, and it's been a few months. It's been, I think, like 3 months now, so it's been a while. But that was the first confirmation that somewhat of a collab will return. Now, other than until then, we didn't really hear anything until Netmarble themselves did confirm that at some point in the future, they want to. They say want. They said they're talking to the IP holders to return some collabs that may come in the future. Now, one thing you gotta know is about PR stuff is they wouldn't say this without actually confirming already that they're coming, because slimes and characters in the game, they don't just plan it in 1 week, they plan it throughout the next months. Like, I'm sure they already planned Mail to be coming in the game. That's how far ahead they planned these characters. So with the regions leaking that the slime units will receive a buff, and then a few months later they hear that from Netmarble, is basically to be confirmed. However, on the recent JP update, they did for some reason they re-added the Tensura, well I guess I should say the slime, SR slime, and also SSR Remu actual passive icon. Does that mean they're coming in the next few weeks, months? Probably not, but it's good evidence that the slime collab will be returned at some point in the future. So what I want to do now is go over how they could buff the units, and also how I want to see a collab to return. Okay, so right now I'm talking more or less towards the other collabs, because the Tensura is a little bit different, because I only got them all 1-6. But for example, if I got all the Tensura characters 6-6 and they return the collab, they buff the units, fair enough. I got a free 6-6 Rimuru. Well, not free, but I paid for it back in the day. He's a free buff. I can use him. He's finally usable. Sick. However, they want to make some more money, so the best thing to do is to release a new banner, part 2. So 2 banners. 1 banner for the old units to where you can summon for the old pool, and then a new banner with 2 new characters. I would say 2, because it's going to be quite hard if they return, like, let's say the ReZero units, where you have to pull 4 characters, and you have to pull another 4 more characters. It's going to be quite expensive. So I say 2 or even 1 would be the best outcome here. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I've watched Tensura, and I really know nothing about the collab, or like, I guess the anime itself. So when I try and predict what the 2 characters could be coming, I'm not too sure. So I'm going to go on a limb here and just see the stuff from my comments. And that is Shion. I think that's how you pronounce her name. It's like kind of the one from Kingdom Hearts. Shion is the purple girl. I see her a lot, so that's why I'm assuming she'll come too. Not too sure what she could do. And the next one, like most collabs I would assume, is to add the main character. So if you were to get another Attack on Titan collab, we would probably get a new Eren. Hopefully an actual Titan from Eren, where he doesn't have to transform. So in this case, we would probably get a new Rimuru. So we already have 3. I know, crazy, right? But I do believe he does get a lot of power-ups in the future. Maybe even Season 2 content, I'm not too sure. So lads, don't spoil too much stuff in the comments, but do leave a comment about what you think. But yeah, Rimuru, probably get a new character. So you can summon for the old one, or you can summon for the 2 new ones. Or if they really want to nice it, what you could do is make 1 new banner, but then it will be 6 new characters. Essentially, you will have 2 new ones and then 4 old ones. They could do that, and they may will, but like I'm not too sure if they would. We may be lucky enough to even get 2 new characters. I would hope so, because that's what gacha games typically do. But if not, I'll take a new buffed unit. But the reason why I'm saying this is because, well, a lot of good characters in your season of minute, a lot of them share skills already implemented on other characters. For example, this skill here, they cannot change because it's already on other characters. This ultimate here is from Captain Meteos, it's from Mike as well. They cannot change it. However, the only thing they can change is their passive, and also their second skill. I do believe all the actual Tensura characters do have a second skill that is unique just to them. So right now, I would assume how they could buff this skill is to make it taunt on the tier 1, I could actually rank 1, and then just heal more. Like, let's say 40%, 60, and then 80% of max of, I guess, diminished HP, and then, yeah, just what? on a tier 2 taunt for 2 turns to make Rimuru an actual tank unit. That's what I guess my guess will be. And like I mentioned, you cannot buff these units or these skills here because they're already on other characters. Now the passives, to be fair, I would say it need a rework. I think what he could do is change it completely, where they can make it like 16% just to buff it a little bit more. But when it comes to the actual passives, they're not too great. I think what he should do, and I don't think anyone would complain, is to literally just give them a whole new passive to make it better for the character. So I can't predict what they're going to do, but if we're just going to receive buffs and just increase their stats, then yeah, probably give them, or at least Rimuru, an actual 16% buff here. And not to mention with the slime characters, we 100% have to receive a stat buff. These characters came out, I think, launch of JP, and all the stats are just horrible. They can't run them right now. So if they do return them, Netmarble was gotta buff their stats to where they're actually viable. And I really hope they do, actually, because this character, Rimuru, could be a really good tank. And a really good tank for the actual, I guess, Barn meta, but also the ReZero team and the Unknown meta. It's something that could be worked very, very well. And this guy could be a very good counter towards Barn. Imagine him being super tanky and just healing every turn. And then Canton and stunning people. You know, Canton, Arthur, stunning Barn. And then Rupture as well. Single target Rupture could do a lot of damage if the guy's stats were really good too. And then I guess the other thing I want to go through is their costumes. But let me go over to Millen. Okay, so Millen, I believe, is one of 2 only characters in the game that have no weapons. I think Diane has it as well. But you got to remember, Millen is a DPS character. This skill here, once again, is the first skill. It's not unique to her. Other characters share this. This is a fine skill, as long as she has good stats. So increase the stats. This skill, however, is very unique because it's single target, but an AoE. So I think what he should do here, because look at his multiplier, 60% of attack. Do you know how low that is? This is like the lowest multiplier in the game. It might as well just be a debuff and do no damage. At least at that point, it will go through shields and it'll be very, very good. I think what he should do is remove the 60%, so it's just an actual, you know, just a debuff and no damage at all. So it goes through shields, like I mentioned. And then this can be fine, and then this can be fine too. As a 2-turn AoE, you can't complain. This is a decent skill. Now, the thing with Millen is she has no weapons. And that's massive towards the character. She is a character that increases her crit damage and her crit chance and all that stuff to where she's going to do a lot of damage. But she has no weapons. She can't increase her crit chance normally by having cosmetics on. She has literally no way to increase her attack. She does no damage. She hates patience, boys. How do you have a DPS that hates patience? It's unreal. So if they do return the collab, one, they have to give Millen weapons because this can't run. But also, I do believe all the Tensura collab characters, so Benimaru, Rimuru, and Millen, do have, at least apart from this outfit here, they have 444. So like always, return more or add more costumes to where they get 555. But hell, why not return more costumes anyway, just to get more customization? That'd be kind of cool. So yeah, like I mentioned, the second skill is normally unique. So the first skill is weak point. You can't change that skill. The second skill, though, I do believe is unique. They could increase a little bit more. Why not? Make this like 40, make it 30, 50, and then like, what, 80%? Actually, maybe that's too much. 60, 40, and then, 30. That'd be a little bit better. I mean, I think, once again, it kind of comes down to them being more good characters because of passives. Because, yeah, this passive is really bad. They could do something like this where they just increase it by 6% and then limit it to 5 times so you can get that passive to go quicker. But really what I think to resave these characters is to make their passive good, because their skills are somewhat fine as long as their stats are good. But really what makes a character is their passive. And if the passive ain't good, then they're kind of bad characters overall. So they could change the passive. All it is a text change and they're good. Because like I mentioned, they can't really change this skill. They can't change this skill either because it's already based on, you know, they can't really change an actual skill, but they can change the passive. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Also, while we're on the topic here, the SR Rimuru is low-key probably the best slime character in the game right now. This skill is very good. Remove stances, or remove busts and stances too on a tier 3. But this skill is what makes him really good, right? It kind of works with the Lolly Murder team. You would have seen my team. I made that team. I'm going to go out and brag about that because that's the first person to use it. It's the video banged, right? But what it does is it grants debuff mini, but also heals. I think what it could do is increase the actual attack. So like it's only what? Like, maybe make that 400%, but make a little heal a bit more, right? But what I want this skill to do, and really what I showed during my actual showcase of him, or it, is to cleanse. Because it grants debuff mini, but if they already have a debuff on them, it doesn't remove it. So what I think you should do is literally just cleanse. You know, if you apply debuff mini like Esterosa, cleanse the debuffs. That could be a very good way to make him a lot better. His passive is kind of meh. They could increase a little bit, but you really don't know the difference. It's rarely even a passive. And with, you know, the fact that we already have Ram in the game to where she's in the sub slot, they could just change it entirely. But bear in mind, this is SR, so I'm not going to complain too much. I'll take a little 10% of diminished HP. I wouldn't mind too much. But yeah, that is my idea really. A little quick video because the England match is on right now, so I want to go and watch it. But yeah, just return the collabs, buff them by increasing some of the basic stats, add more costumes so we can actually, you know, get more customization, but also more stats. And then as well, some of the unique skills that are to them, so their second skill, because all of their second skills are unique to that character. And the passive can be changed because, well, it's only unique to them. You know, it's not going to affect the other outcome of the game. And if they really want to, I hope so, is to add a part 2 banner, which will have new characters on it. So, like I mentioned, Demon Lord Ranmaru, or even Shion. I think that's the 2 that I mentioned. So yeah, boys, let me know. If you're a big slime fan and you watch the anime, do let me know, without spoiling, what they could add and who they could add. Bear in mind, I don't think, like I mentioned, they're not going to add 4 more characters. I think that's a little bit too much. I think we'll be lucky to get 1 or 2 more extra characters. So yeah, that's kind of it for today's video, boys. Let me know what you lot think. And are you excited for the slime to return? I know a lot of people want Millen because they just want us, like, the representative hero. I wouldn't mind getting some more dupes, but I probably won't be summoning unless they're really, really good, because I wouldn't mind. But yeah, we'll see. I hope the cosmetic is good though, because the slime characters did have some good cosmetics. They kind of imitate the sins a little bit. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope they're usable, man, because I do love my unknown team. That might be my go-to team in the future. Just like, I just love the unknown characters with Merlin, the resilience, and possible characters coming in the future. The fact that they may be unknown. So yeah, boys, let me know what you all think, and peace.
もう封じられた魔力を元に戻さんとな。